Hi, and welcome to Origin of Concepts. In this episode, we'll take a look at the Oracle of Delphi from ancient Greek mythology. It's the nice woman sitting up here and having a little vapor. The Pythia, or Oracle of Delphi, is the high priestess of the Temple of Apollo at Delphi, serving as the most prestigious oracle in Greek mythology. She delivered cryptic prophecies from her high tripod seat, believed to be spoken by Apollo, while in a trance after she inhaling vapor. And this is, of course, all aspects of the Milky Way Center. So let's see if we can find the Oracle of Delphi in the Milky Way Center. First of all, the Pythia was the title of the high priestess of the Temple of Apollo at Delphi, not the name of one specific person. So in this case, it was, of course, a woman, but it could be different women's according to a common belief. But in the Milky Way Center, we only have one woman. But let's see what the text is writing about her, or about the Pythia. The Pythia is located in Delphi, which is located on the slopes of Mount Parnassus, which means the mountain of the house of God. It was home to the most powerful oracle in the ancient world. So let's start outlining the Mount Parnassus, because that's the mountain here in the Milky Way Center. And Delphi means dolphin. And dolphin, wait, I'll draw on the run because otherwise it can be cryptic. Delphi means dolphin, and the dolphin is right here. This is the dolphin swimming here, and I'll make a dolphin here. So here we got the dolphin in the Milky Way. And dolphin means the womb of the fish. So we go even deeper, and here we got the womb of the fish. And to make it more specific, the womb is basically the crescent here of the striped shadow here. So here we got the womb of the fish. And the Pythia priestess is, of course, the silvery shadow with a female posture. So she's a part of the fish here. And let me see if I can draw her right here. And here she stands. And now you see the striped shadow becomes the womb of the mother too. So that's the womb of the fish and the womb of the mother in other myths. Okay, so now you know the basic understanding. So let's start with the story of Apollo and the Python, and I'll delete everything here. Originally, the site, the Delphi, was sacred to Gaia, Mother Earth, and that's the white outlines here. That's the Mother Earth, Gaia, the mother of the earth, which is lying in here, the womb of the mother. So this is Gaia, Mother Earth. And she was guarded by a serpent named Python. And of course she is guarded by the serpent Python, because that's the striped shadow. That's always the serpent in basically every single story around the ancient world mythology. And the god Apollo, the god of prophecy and light, killed the Python to claim the site, which is why the oracle was known as the Pythia. And the city was historically called Pytha. So Pytha, Pytha, that's just the Python, like the ancient Greek Pythagorean. So Pythia is the ancient name for Delphi. That was the original name, referring to the rotting corpse of a serpent. And of course, because here we got the serpent and all the stripes, in the middle here, it represents the rotten meat of the serpent. And let me see if I got any comments to that, because the striped shadow is the rotten corpse of the Python. As an allegory, this is very important to understand, for spirit and wisdom conquering materialism and egoism, because the way to enlightenment or to the wisdom is here, and this is the earth. The striped shadow is also the earth, the serpent. And when the serpent rottens, it means that the light from the disk can go through into the mortal world. So that's what it means. Okay, let's move on here and see what else I got. Yeah, and then entire Delphi is represented by the omphalos stone, which means the navel stone. The spot was marked by a sacred stone, the omphalos, which was believed to be the exact navel of the world. And let me draw the stone here. It looks like something like this. And then we got some textures or some ornaments going like this. Something like this. So this is the omphalos stone. And it was the navel of the world. And I guess you already can see here where we find the navel of the world. It's the disk light, the spirit light, of course. And the spirit light was wrapped by ornaments, and all ornaments, is the striped shadow here. This is the ornaments. And the striped shadow, is a crescent who goes up here through the disk. So it's like, you're supposed to think that it's wrapped around the golden light in the Milky Way center. So that's the striped shadow wrapped around the golden disk in the Milky Way center. That's the omphalos stone and the navel of the world. And by the way, the Chinese used the exact same symbology, because under the paw of their food dogs, we also got the ball wrapped around in ornaments, and that's exactly the same. Two different cultures, never seen each other. Maybe the Chinese were inspired by the Pythagoreans, I don't know, but I think they saw the same pictures, because we also see this in other ancient civilizations or their cultures or their mythology. So it's not a standaloner, as so to speak. Okay. The Pythia would enter the Addison as a so kind of secret chamber, while she sit on a high tripod and inhale vaporous, rising from a chasm in earth, which put her into a trance where she acted as Apollo's mouthpiece. Okay, that's very interesting. That was a lot of text, but I'll break it down line by line, so don't worry. First of all, the inner chamber is here. This is the inner chamber. And then we got the Pythia is sitting on a tripod. And this tripod is the 3 rivers in the sky. The 3 divine the divine and the mortal shadows meeting each other. So that's the tripod, and I made a video where you can go see more about the tripod. And the fissure and chasm is of course the striped shadow here, or the, what did I name it here? Yeah, a chasm in earth, because the dark shadow, striped shadow here is the earth, or the valley, so to speak. You know, the pit down to far away down. And the vapor is of course the foggy area up here above the disk. That's the vapor she inhale. And let me delete the board here and illustrate, because this is the inhaling vapor. And to inhale you need a big mouth, and the Milky Way center is the big mouth in the Milky Way center. And we could do like this and this. Just follow the outlines. So now this inhaling is the back of the mouth, and all the smoke she's inhaling is of course the striped shadow here. Or we could do like this. Yeah, you know what I mean. It going in here in the mouth. And when she inhales the vapor, then all the prophecies comes return out of the mouth. So now the striped shadow is the returning point. So she's, and by the way, this could very well be, it's now no doubt about it, this is the origin to invent Yahweh, the Jewish God, so to speak, because Yahweh is not, you can't speak God's name because it's a breath. Yahweh. So therefore you can't, and this is based on the exact same concept as the ancient Greeks did their Oracle of Delphi. And the Greeks were the first. Okay, let us see here. And this is, by the way, also she's the mouthpiece of Apollo. So this is also this is Apollo. Apollo is the entire Milky Way center. I'll make another video about Apollo later, so you can look for it. All right, so let's take a new text here. The Battle of Python. The site, the Delphi, was originally, I think that was, no. The site was originally sacred to the Gaia, Mother Earth, and guarded by the enormous serpent Python. And we already know that this is Python here, the serpent. Oh, let me make another. This is the Python. And the young god Apollo killed Python with his arrows to take over the sanctuary. And of course he did, because the arrows of Apollo this is the lots of arrows, and if he got only one arrow, it's the entire striped shadow, and he shoot it with his bow here. So here you got it, with the invisible string here. And by the way, this is used as a bow in most of Greek mythology and other mythologies around the world. Yeah. Next text says the name of Delphi. We have been over it, but I guess I got something to add here. The name is believed to derive from Delphi's dolphin, as according to legend, Apollo transformed himself into a dolphin to guide Cretan sailors to the shore so that they could become his first priests. So, let's break it down. We already know where to find the dolphin here. This is the dolphin. And Crete, the island Crete, the mythological island Crete, used in ancient Greek mythology, has nothing to do with the geographical Crete to do, because Crete is an allegory of basically the Milky Way center here, and this part of the Milky Way. I'll make a video about Crete another time. But all the islands mentioned in the Greek mythology is always the center of the Milky Way. And the island, the sailors, Apollo he made himself into a dolphin to guide Cretan sailors, and the sailors is of course all the stripes here in the striped shadow. And there's a lot of sailors here, and there's also one here. And the sailors, they are in a boat. And the boat is, of course, the crescent here, made by the striped shadow. So here you got them in their boat. And then they want to get ashore on the island. And the shore is, of course, the golden disk in the Milky Way center. This is the shore, and this is the sea up here. Always the sea. So here they can go on the sandy beach, so to speak, park their boat and, reach enlightenment. Yeah, the shore is the golden disk, the sand, and the edge of the sea is the sea above the disk here. So, okay, let's move on. Center of the earth is the heading here. Zeus sought to find the center of Gaia, Mother Earth. So therefore he released 2 eagles, one from the east and one from the west, and they met over Delphi, marking it as the center of the world. And let's start marking the center of the world here. The disk, of course. The navel. And the 2 eagles are based on one eagle, because the eagle sits right here. I'll make the outline here of the silvery shadow, and you find the eagle here, and the eye is like here. So this is one eagle, and when you mirror the shadows, the other one over here also looks like an eagle. Not that detailed, but you know, it's philosophy. So this is also the eagle here, something like that. So here you got the two eagles meeting in the middle of the world, on the navel of the world, Delphi. And let's see, and what else do we got? We got the Homeric hymn, which is also important. In the Homeric hymn, Apollo brings priests from Crete, disguised as dolphins, to serve his sanctuary. Thus, the name Delphinus, or the dolphin. So, the dolphin, again, just to point it out the last time, because that's what it's all about, the Delphi, is here again. And all his priests is, of course, the striped shadows here, disguised as a dolphin. And I'll guess if we go deep into the Greek interpretation or the real language, it will say like the priests of the dolphin and not, or in the dolphin, you know, and it's not disguised as dolphins. It's, you know, more directly. But, you know, we know what they mean, so we don't have to care. Okay, I think that's it. Some famous texts related to the Delphi, because Delphi is, of course, you know, not a real geographical place in Greece. They built some temples, and you know, because they mirrored what the myths found in the Milky Way center, they mirrored on the Earth. And there is one important thing, because in the physical Delphi, they have made like columns. They make buildings of columns, and they are, you know, they are also taken here. This is the striped shadows. That's why they use columns all over ancient Greek. I'll make a video about that later too. So no. It was a real temple, but you know, it's not the temple written about in the mythology. And on the wall, someplace there, the famous "Know Thyself" text is written. It's used, you know, to enlighten yourself. You know, bring yourself out of the ego, so to speak. You know, and get enlightened. And then they also have the nothing in excess. And excess, you know, was where the Bible writers loaned or snatched their idea for their 666 mark of the beast. Because 666 is a code for all the excess in the human, you know, all the bad stuff we have to get rid of or ignore, you know, to get enlightened. So only the one with the mark on the forehead can obtain wisdom, and all the others, you know, must go buy a burger on the McDonald's or whatever. I'm a sinner. All right, I think that's all it is. Now you know what you need to know about the Oracle of Delphi, or the Pythia, the woman here. And I can, let me show her before we leave here. I think I can, like this. So here she are, with her vapor out of her mouth in the foreground of the temple. So now you don't have to speculate about her more. Not until my next video, where I'll come up with some new origins of the Milky Way center. And thank you so much for watching, and until next. Bye.